realize your adoptive parents were monsters. My parents demanded I wear blue contact lenses and bleach my skin daily because they said raising a brown daughter was their biggest regret. Mom would scrub my face raw each morning saying, maybe today we'll find the white girl underneath. They desperately wanted a white baby but were forced to settle for me. They'd been on the waiting list for years, specifically requesting a blonde, blue-eyed infant, and settling for a brown baby from India felt like failure to them. They told everyone I was Italian to explain my coloring and forbade me from going outside in summer when I got darker. Mom would cry looking at family photos saying, you stick out like a stain on our beautiful white family. Dad bought industrial skin lightening creams that burned my face, and they started using them before I was old enough to walk. Mom would soak me in milk and lemon baths until my infant skin cracked and bled, documenting the progress in photo albums labeled Making Catherine. I thought all babies cried during bath time. By 5, we were flying to Mexico for illegal skin bleaching injections that made me scream for hours. By 10, a Russian doctor was lasering my skin in our basement while Mom held me down and whispered, white is right, brown is wrong, like a lullaby. When I turned 13, I found Mom's journal behind her perfume bottles. My hands shook reading her entries. Increased mercury cream to 3 times daily, seeing results but she's still too dark. And doctor says organ damage risk is worth it for full transformation. The worst entry was dated for my 18th birthday. Full facial reconstruction surgery booked in Thailand. Finally, our real daughter will emerge. They'd already paid the deposit to surgically reshape my face. Now that I understood what they were doing, I started resisting, which made them escalate. Dad began making me eat meals in the garage, saying my awareness of being brown made me contaminated. The UV lights Mom installed in my bedroom burned worse once I knew their purpose. By 15, my kidneys were failing from the chemicals to lighten my skin. When I begged them to stop, Mom stroked my hair and cried, we're doing this because we love you, Catherine. Don't you want to be beautiful for us? I sobbed into her lap, confused because I did want them to love me. They were the only parents I'd ever known. Why am I not enough as I am? I asked, and Dad hugged me tight, saying, you will be, sweetheart. You will be once we fix you. When the treatments destroyed my hair at 16, Mom held me while I cried and promised the blonde wig would make everything better. We're so close, she whispered. Just a little more pain and you'll be our perfect daughter. Pain is just your brownness leaving the body. As my 18th birthday approached, the torture became frantic. They filed my nose with sandpaper weekly, taped my eyelids to make them rounder, and forced me to wear a mouthguard that cut my gums to train thinner lips. Dad installed mirrors everywhere saying, every time you see that brown face, remember you're failing us. Family Christmas cards showed a photoshopped white girl who didn't exist. I stopped recognizing myself and started planning my death because it seemed kinder than whatever awaited me in Thailand. But then I collapsed from the effects of the chemicals and woke up in the hospital, and everything changed. My nurse was an Indian woman named Priya, who gasped when she saw the chemical burns covering my entire body. While my parents told doctors I had a rare skin condition, Priya secretly ran toxicology tests that revealed dangerous levels of mercury, hydroquinone, and industrial bleaching agents in my blood. She pulled me aside and whispered, I know what they're doing to you. Let me help. Priya introduced me to her big Indian family. The first time I sat at their dinner table, I couldn't stop staring at their beautiful brown skin like mine was supposed to be. Her grandmother touched my scarred face gently and said something in Hindi I didn't understand, but her eyes were full of tears. Priya translated, she says you're still beautiful under all their poison. I sobbed for hours while they held me, the first time anyone had touched me with love instead of trying to change me. With their help, I documented everything and stopped the treatments. When I walked into my parents' kitchen with my contacts thrown away and black hair growing back, Mom threw boiling water at me screaming, get that thing out of my house. I ran to the basement with them chasing me, their surgical equipment waiting. I escaped through the basement window and ran to Priya's house, but my parents launched a manhunt. They filed missing person reports claiming I'd been kidnapped by Indian traffickers who brainwashed her into thinking she was one of them. They hired private investigators and offered a reward for my return, posting edited photos with descriptions of a mentally ill Swedish-Italian girl suffering from racial delusions. When that failed, they found where I was hiding and attempted a midnight kidnapping. Dad broke down Priya's door with a crowbar while Mom screamed, she's our property. We paid for her. They'd brought the Russian doctor who said he could perform emergency facial surgery in his van to make me unrecognizable as Indian. The doctor held a syringe of ketamine while Dad told Priya, we're taking back our investment, and if you call the police, we'll say you kidnapped a white girl and tried to turn her brown. They dragged me toward the van while Mom shrieked, no daughter of mine will ever be a dirty Indian. We'll cut that brown right off your face. Full story on channel linked below.